everybody, this is Maniac4Bricks, and I'm here today with set number 1374, Green Goblin from Spider-Man. Or technically, I should say, from LEGO Studios' sub-theme of Spider-Man, because at the time of this set's release, about 2001-2002, this set was part of the LEGO Studios theme. It's kind of like the early days of being a licensed theme that LEGO Studios was encouraging that you create a backdrop and kind of the movie set for different movies, such as Spider-Man and Jurassic Park, and even your own original ones, some that were made with Steven Spielberg. We'll talk more about that at some other time. So this set here, by the way, all the other information will be in the description below. I don't have them memorized off the top of my head, but you can tell there are 2 minifigures in the set. It is ages 7 to 12. This set was relatively cheap for its time, about $10 if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong. Again, description and brick set has all the information where I get this from. But this set in particular is actually incomplete. When I bought this off of eBay, there were a couple of pieces missing and a couple of pieces rearranged. So, for example, the pumpkin bombs that are supposed to be in here, which are just the regular minifig heads in transparent, translucent, whatever it is, trans orange, are not included in this review, but I just wanted to acknowledge them. Some of the parts that are used on the Green Goblin's glider are rearranged, so they are newer parts that are in light bluish gray, dark bluish gray, and in the original set they would be light gray or some other color. Just want to acknowledge those before we go on, that this is a set that got used and incomplete, but replacing some parts. And just to give you a better idea of how this set originally looked, there is the instructions, and it shows you the pumpkin bombs I was talking about, which is actually pretty cool for a piece. I've had that for quite some time and used them in different things. And for part of it ripped on the back, but you can kind of see how the extra bit on there is supposed to look. Let me see if I can go back to the instructions, give a better look at that right there. So that actually does have the illustration of you playing with the set and creating the action from the movie. This is based on the first of the 3 movies in the Tobey Maguire version of Spider-Man, and like so, it also has that iteration of the Green Goblin. So this set is actually pretty cool because not only is the set by itself something you could play with on your own, well, I'll start with playing it here. You just plug this into the back, and hopefully don't lose that piece. And you can also angle the wings on this. It does have a bunch of nice printed pieces along the ends of it. Kind of matches up with how it looked in the movie. It is much larger than it does look in the movie, I will admit that, but they are nice pieces to have nonetheless. So you can have this flying around and, you know, right here, kind of looks like it's just floating on its own. You can have it go in and pretend to drop pumpkin bombs, and then you can put your fire all around to explode the area and try to, you know, go after Mary Jane. This set is actually in coordination with other Spider-Man sets from when that was released, so that you can combine them to a larger model that you could get the extra expansion pack of parts through LEGO Shop at Home. I remembered reading that in the magazine. I have those 2 sets, and I actually do have this one complete, but I don't have all the parts available right now, so that's why I got it on eBay. But I never built the expansion pack. I never got the expansion pack. I never built into the new model. So this set by itself is kind of a smaller version of that, where it's supposed to be taking place with the World's Festival, I believe it's called, in the movie. And Mary Jane has that. We'll look at the figures in just a bit. Mary Jane has that outfit from there, and the Green Goblin comes in, just starts chaos with dropping pumpkin bombs all over the place. What I really like are these lampposts. Very simple, very effective though, for its time, and even for now, I think they're nice lamps that you could use in your own scenes. The fire is obviously a lot of this is actually pretty easy to build by today's standards. Even this by itself, you can build that pretty easily with parts in your collection, except for the printed parts. So now we'll take a closer look at the minifigures. And I know this one has a little bit of a scuffed up face. If it doesn't look as good on camera, I'll put my own in there just to make it look better. So here we have a closer look at the two minifigures. As I mentioned, it's obviously Green Goblin and Mary Jane. Now, I have in here in the review, this is the copy of my figure before I got the eBay version of this set, and it actually does have a bracket that the eBay version was missing. So that version, the bracket is supposed to be in the set, is what I'm trying to say. But what I meant to say is, the bracket allows you to move figures around without having to pick them up like this and move them all over the place. Just like that stick piece that we used before to move the Green Goblin's glider, you can use that for minifigs. And they included that with Green Goblin and Spider-Man at the time of the set's appearances. They actually do have some back printing and alternate printing on their faces. So we have another face on here for Mary Jane. And coincidentally, they didn't just use this face for Mary Jane at the time of LEGO Studios. They also used it at the time for one of the just plain actresses. And there's also an alternate face on there for the Green Goblin, so you could have the face for Osborn. This version of the Green Goblin is something I only have heard about in the movies, in the Tobey Maguire movies especially. I'm not really sure if he's in the comic book edition, but I have known that before that, the Green Goblin had a much different, more classic look to him. This one has a little bit more of a high-tech feel to it with the mask in front. By the way, this figure is the only one of the Green Goblin that has the mask without any printing or double coloring that's on the mask itself. Later iterations of this figure in different sets had a gold eye look to it, which is actually a bit more accurate to the movie version, but this is the only set in which he didn't have that, which I thought was kind of interesting. So that's it pretty much for this set. They are very nice figures, if anything, for the set itself. At the time of its release, I thought it was okay for a smaller price point set. You get some nice figures with it. It's actually really nice because there aren't a lot of Spider-Man Tobey Maguire version sets at the time of its release, and getting the main villain in this way was a lot cheaper than the later version. I think in 2002, 2003, they had, like I said, one with gold on the eyes, and it was in a much bigger set, a lot more costly, so very cool to get there. And also Mary Jane has been included in other sets, but this is the only one in which she has that little outfit. So very cool, again, for that. The rest of the set, okay for parts. That's all I can really say. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll let you know. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about this set. Did you get it? Do you like the figures here? Do you think the more modern versions of these characters look better in LEGO? Do you like the comic book versions of these characters? Be it in general or in LEGO. All your thoughts. Just share anything about Spider-Man, related to Spider-Man, related to the review, in the comments below. We'll see you next time with more LEGO videos. You can check out some other superhero stuff I've done on the channel, Marvel and DC. And I have done Spider-Man a few times as far as reviews. I probably have a few more that I could do. So, we'll see you next time with more LEGO videos. And I'm sorry that this didn't have all the complete pieces for this review. Just blame eBay.